And I'm like, oh, really? You do that? I can't believe it. You're so benevolent. But I love him to death. I mean, he's really a good guy. And
That's why you didn't tell him to take his flu shot.
I did tell him not to take the flu shot.
You love the government. Take double.
I said, don't take the flu shot. I said, don't vaccinate your baby on the way. His wife's 7 months.
Bermas. That's Al-Qaeda talk. The scariest thing is how they're already designating travelers just randomly, getting everybody used to being, it's too much. I'll see you.
All right.
Good job, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. We got a big show lined up this week for you. A lot of big guests. It's dynamite.
Jake, I thank you for the call. Before I jump to Arthur in Massachusetts, what's your take on the quote-unquote New World Order, Aaron? I know you've done a ton of research, even outside my own.
Well, it's a complicated thing. I've spent as much time as possible researching the eugenicists, and just the way the kind of Darwin-Huxley circle intersects with that Rhodes Scholar circles, Cecil Rhodes and the people who grew out of them.
The Harrimans.
Oh, well, yeah, there's always an American base, too. So I don't know what to say about it in just a moment because it's...
Other than it does exist and they do vie for power, but there is petty infighting and people are always competing within one another, correct?
I would say so, yeah.
I mean, they're human beings. They'll work together when it's convenient, but when the one guy wants the extra amount of power, he's willing to go that, other mile.
Well, it's a transformation to collectivism. They're trying to get everyone in on it.
And to talk about collectivism, G. Edward Griffin gives a great dissertation in the interviews that we do with him coming up in Invisible Empire. Again, check out the film. Arthur in Massachusetts, you're on the line. Yes,
hey,
Arthur.
how you doing?
Good.
Good. Let me shut the... Okay.
All right.
Yeah, about Alex Jones and his attitude, it's like, it's great. If you look at when the police shot the guy in California, when somebody was on his...
In the Oakland train station, right?
Yeah, and somebody was on his neck, and he shot him right in the back, down.
No, it's out of control. How about the 72-year-old woman being tased? How about the EMT getting pulled over and choked? I mean, these people are out of control. And yeah, in certain cases, they will shoot and kill you. Somebody needs to be upset. Alex Jones is the only person that I've seen take this information, make it comprehensive, and actually be genuine and get upset about it and reach millions of people. And, if those millions of people could just reach thousands more, we could grow exponentially. We could stop this thing. We could become the humanity we deserve to be. And I believe that we deserve a place on this earth. We deserve to love one another. We deserve better. We'll be back after this final segment of the Info Warrior.
This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun.
When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be.
Final segment of the Info Warrior. Remember, it's a new time slot. It's 6 to 9 Central Time. Sundays, not the 9 to midnight show. The 9 to midnight show is on hiatus. If you missed this show, however, we do offer the podcast over at theinfowarrior.com. I have not been updating the site that much. It is a blog site. I try to do a little video blog once or twice a week and try to report on the news, but when I'm on the road, it's almost impossible. I mean, Aaron, you're still in here. Why don't you explain to people how demanding these shoots are? I mean, we're the crew. It's just us. I mean, we're responsible to get everything. I mean, tell people what it's like to have a schedule like the one we just had.
Well, recently in particular, before you can even think of finishing one thing, it's back on the plane because we're trying to talk to so many people and get this information all correlated together and really talk to people 3 times now we've interviewed Webster Tarpley for these Obama films, really digging into the material. We just went and talked to him about Holdren. We've spent all this time trying to track down this Holdren textbook, Ecoscience. I mean, everything we do is just nearly 24/7, other than just a little sleep.
A little sleep, too. I don't think we got 8 hours once while we were out there, right? Not even close.
Not a chance.
I think we got 5 or 6 at the most on some of the nights, and we just had to grin and bear it. I mean, that's how we roll here at InfoWars. We realize that this is real. We realize that this is important information. We realize we're on a shoestring budget. We realize we don't have all the time in the world. We realize we need to make a big effect. And the way that is done is, unfortunately, only through movies. You have the huge effect. Yeah, the websites are great. This show is great. Alex's show is great. YouTube is great. But what gets the millions of hits, Aaron? Obama Deception Chew, Loose Change, Fabled Enemies. That's what reaches the masses. And the movies don't make themselves, do they?
Obviously not. No.
And, I'm talking to one of the guys that has to log even more footage than I do, even though I'm going through, all these hearings and whatever. He's capturing in another room doing a similar thing, or he's capturing some of the videos that somebody else shot, or he's capturing some of the interviews and logging the information that's shot over there. And then we'll have to sit in a room and say, oh, what fits where?
How could we not dig through it, though? I mean, we're dealing with people putting sterilants in the water who are a complete continuation from eugenics from a century ago.
With books that are this thick. I mean, look how thick this book is. Do you realize how thick this book is, and where it's hidden away in a couple of subsections where people might be against putting steroids?
Oh, that's right. Is it a conspiracy? Yeah, it's all on the bookshelf. It's just who's going to read all those pages?
That's right.
Who's going to read all these bills they're passing? It's all just coded in these texts.
Yeah, like I'm talking to Phil Berg, and he knows about the cap and trade bill, and he knows about the health care bill, but he has no idea about the GIVE Act. He doesn't know anything about City Year and the new funding for AmeriCorps. I mean, it's so intricate.
Yeah, all these experts, they're so well informed, but who besides Alex has really correlated all this information? Webster Tarpley maybe knows as much as he does. I don't know who else.
Yeah, but Webster Tarpley will take a different spin, and I was talking about the Tarpster and the debates that we were having before, and, he's great. He's very smart. He's very well-meaning, and, he almost expected, I felt a little too much of me. Bermas, you have to be a leader. You have to step up. 5-point plan, Bermas. 5-point plan. And I'll admit, I may not have all the answers, but I'm trying to do the right thing. I am trying to strive to find the truth, to express that truth to the masses, and hopefully somebody smarter, someone more articulate than me is going to come up, step up to the plate, and bring even more people in, because we do need leaders, Aaron.
Very true.
Very true. Indeed. If you missed any of the show, we're talking about the first hour, the second hour, the third hour. You're going to want it all. Alex Jones popping in throughout. You can go to the InfoWarrior.com and grab it. It's going to be up on the YouTube. And, of course, we stream live for PrisonPlanet.tv subscribers, and we're going to have it online for you in just a short period of time. I thank you guys so much for following my work. I know I'm having an effect when teenagers in a park know about us. They know not to take the swine flu shot when I'm being waved at in D.C.
Guy at the World Bank, right?
Yeah, guy outside the World Bank, baby. We'll be back next week.